UFC 324 is officially tomorrow. I cannot believe that that is the world we live in, that we actually have fights that are happening. It's an incredible time to be a fan of the Money Manzel MMA channel. It's a beautiful time to be a subscriber of the Money Manzel MMA channel. So make sure you go and do that down below. Regardless, listen, the topic of today's video is to discuss the best case scenario for each fight at UFC 324. Now, a couple weeks back during the Linsanity run that we had on this channel, I discussed the worst case scenario for every single fight at UFC 324. Now it's time to get into the goods, the things the UFC wants to have happen. I hope you're gonna enjoy this video and you're ultimately gonna enjoy the card. I have an announcement to make at the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. In the meantime, like I said, subscribe. We're gonna start from the earliest fight of the night. Ty Miller versus Adam Fugitt. Now, this is the first ever UFC fight on Paramount Plus, so obviously we live in a society where they need something exciting, and Ty Miller and Adam Fugitt is not exactly that. Ty Miller is 2-0 by KO, 6-0 total, no other finishes in his career, and Adam Fugitt, while he's win-loss, you would think it would be a finish for Ty Miller. I don't actually buy it. Obviously the best case scenario for the UFC would be a Ty Miller finish. I think a Ty Miller early finish would be best case scenario, but more than likely, given the matchup here, I think the best case scenario for the UFC is a barn burner to start off. I think you need a 3-round scrap. A early KO kind of halts the momentum in a way because you have your timing set up, your ad break set up. If you were to get like a 20-second KO, then fans who have never seen the sport before would be like, what the fuck, like it's over already? They didn't even really fight. I think you want this fight to at least enter round 2, where Ty Miller is able to get a KO in rounds 2 or 3. So that is the best case scenario that we are leaning on. I might have just fucking yapped for the first 2 minutes of that, but regardless, we're going to move on to the next fight up the card. Ricky Turcios versus Cameron Smotherman. I gotta be honest with you, man. Listen, I've watched a lot of Ricky Turcios and Cameron Smotherman in my day as just a real ball knower and hooper. And I'm going to tell you this right now. Take your bathroom break during this fight. Do not even bother turning on the stream, whether you're on fucking Crack Stream, Stream East, or on the actual broadcast.
It was 11. The girl...
Stop talking.
Don't even turn it on. You can straight up ignore this fight. You can watch Macy Barber highlights instead. You can go subscribe to Angela Hill's OnlyFans. You can do whatever you want. Do not watch this fight. It will be boring as all fuck. Ricky Turcios is high-paced, but it's sloppy. Cameron Smotherman refuses to throw high output. Instead, he likes to sit back flat-footed and box you at range. Maybe Ricky Turcios makes it exciting just because he's kind of sneaky dog shit. But yeah, there is no best case scenario. The best case scenario is that there's a finish somehow, some way, but God knows that's going to happen, man. So as UFC fans, listen, I'm going to tell you the truth right now. Don't even bother. Just wait until the next fight because fucking Ricky Turcios and Cameron Smotherman is not going to cut it. So we got to keep moving. Josh Hokit versus Denzel Freeman. Now, Denzel Freeman, again, I've said this before. He looks like a barber in the 1960s. He looks like he would have fucking loved Julius Erving and Moses Malone when they were hooping back in the day. Maybe even George Gervin. But Josh Hokit, on the other hand, looks like he would have been a big Bob Cousy guy. A big Pistol Pete Maravich guy, if you know what I mean. Not exactly a fan of hashtag those people. Regardless, Josh Hokit will win this fight. I almost can guarantee it. Denzel Freeman does have a win over our GOAT, Steven Asplund. Who, again, I've forgotten to put in the fucking header. But I apologize for that. Steven Asplund will be back in the future. Regardless, Josh Hokit's going to win this fight. It's a matter of how. I think the best case scenario following Ricky Turcios and Cameron Smotherman is a 1 to 2 minute knockout. 1 to 2 minute knockout or gets Denzel Freeman down and subs him quickly. I think that is best case scenario for the UFC, and I think it is a likely scenario. I don't think Denzel Freeman's that good. Boring fucking fight versus Marek Bulow, where people were calling for both of them to be cut after the fight.
Cut this nigga from the team!
The UFC would be fine to let this dude go. I know heavyweight is thin, so maybe for the UFC, fucking Denzel Freeman puts on an interesting one, but I would say overall, with the world that we live in, Josh Hokit needs a quick finish, and I bet he gets it here. So we're going to say best case scenario is a Josh Hokit finish. Now, what is next up on this list of things? I am going to go to the Michael Johnson versus Alexander Hernandez fight. Listen, this is an unk off. Alexander Hernandez may not be an unk. He's not 35 yet, but he's been around so long, you can play the goddamn music if you want to. Yeah, appreciate that, future me. Regardless, I am a guy that believes that Michael Johnson can get this done, and I think a lot of UFC fans are going to be rooting for Michael Johnson in this one. I hope that Unk gets it done. I hope that Unk still got it overall. Show him what you got. Show him how a real man fights Michael Johnson. I say Michael Johnson finish or decision. Overall, a Michael Johnson win is absolutely the best case scenario for the UFC, and I wouldn't be fucking shocked if we got it. I gotta be honest with you. I gotta call it how I see it. I wouldn't be that shocked if Michael Johnson won this. Don't shoot the messenger, but I'm just gonna come out here and stake my claim, stake my entire channel on it. If Michael Johnson does not win, fucking, I don't know. I don't really have anything to stake on it. I'll be real with you. Let's keep it moving, man. Michael Johnson win, best case scenario. Moving up the card, Alex Perez versus Charles Johnson. Now, again, Alex Perez is 1-5 in his last 6, which is tough, man. I gotta be honest with you. He's had very stiff competition. We're talking about guys like fucking Tatsuro Taira. He lost to Muhammad Mokaev. He fought Figgy for the belt and lost. Who else? He beat Mataus Nicolau. He lost to Alexandre Pantoja. Perez has had a rough run of guys, so I'm hoping that he at least does okay here, but ultimately for the fans and for the UFC, Charles Johnson winning is the best case scenario for this fight. He's got the weird haircut. He really needs to shave that shit. I don't know what the hell is on the back of his head. He's got like a fucking weird... I don't even know. I don't understand what he's doing. Like, there's no way... What do you think Charles Johnson asks the barber to give him when he goes in?
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, just fuck my shit up, bro. Yeah, don't give me a number. Don't give me a fade. Literally just fuck my hairline up. Make sure nobody wants to come within 100 feet of me in public. Yeah, that'll work for me. I don't understand what the hell Charles Johnson is doing with that haircut, but him winning by KO would be best case scenario for the UFC. He has the storyline with Joshua Van. After he KO'd him, it's Joshua Van's only loss in the UFC. He also is coming off a KO win over Lonnie Kavanaugh. I think it makes all the sense in the world for Charles Johnson to go out there and get a finish, and to me, that's the best case scenario. I know the dude's 35, but he's a recent 35. Unk still has time, so let's pray for a Charles Johnson win and for Alex Perez to, I don't know, man, ride off into the sunset, dude. I just feel bad for the guy. If he loses this, it's 1-6 in the last 7. Fuck. Edit that part out. Second best editor on YouTube behind Flight Reacts. Let's edit that one out. Unfortunate stuff. Let's keep it moving, man. That is not best case scenario. Nikita Krylov versus Modestas Bukauskas. When it comes to this fight, listen, Nikita Krylov, I made this joke in the last video, but he is the minor, and we need the minor to get a victory here. We are rooting for the minor. As CP fans, we can also get behind the minor in 2026, and we're rooting for Nikita Krylov here. I picked Modestas Bukauskas to win because, in all honesty, that is what's going to happen, but regardless of that fact, Nikita Krylov has a really cool style. I felt like if his chin was better, he was a dark horse in the division. I said this in multiple videos. However, when he got knocked out by Dominic Reyes, I still was not making videos. So I was going around to everybody I knew saying, dude, you don't get it, dude. Nikita Krylov's nasty, man. You have no idea how good Nikita Krylov is. Dude, Nikita Krylov's a savage, man. Look what he did. Look at Nikita Krylov. People forget, man. Nikita Krylov, look what he did to Ryan Spann. I'm rooting for Nikita Krylov here. I think the best case scenario is a first-round finish in this fight in either direction. I'm hoping that that is the case. I personally want Krylov to win because it would prove that Unk might still have it. So, yeah, we're going Nikita Krylov, hopefully by sub or KO in the first round. And yeah, man, listen, if you had all these outcomes to start a card, you'd be like, damn, this is a pretty good fight card. Like, I'm pretty pleased with what's going on. So let's hope this momentum continues as we ascend up this card. Next up, Atiba Gautier versus Andre Pulyaev. I'm not going to waste your fucking time here. We need the Atiba Gautier hype train to keep going. Atiba Gautier is a mini Ngannou. This dude is 185 pounds of pure muscle again. We are all built like Atiba Gautier. I personally have a physique like Atiba Gautier. The cameras were off, unfortunately, when I took a picture of my physique, but one day, boys, one day. But yeah, Atiba Gautier, round 1 KO. Preferably pretty quickly, would be the most ideal situation to continue the UFC promotion of this guy. He's very promotable. He's 23 years old. He's young. He's hungry. Apparently, he trains every single day. I think he trains with fucking Lerone Murphy, bro. But if that's the case, hopefully he doesn't catch Lerone Murphy disease and fucking go to decisions in the majority of his fights. So, Atiba Gautier, early KO is the best case scenario for the fans and for the UFC. So, let's keep it moving, man. Andre Pulyaev, I don't know, man. I mean, fucking, he went the distance with Christian Leroy Duncan. At least that's kind of impressive, but I don't think he's got the fucking durability. Leroy Duncan hurt him at the end of their fight. He was gasping for air. I don't think Pulyaev has got this one personally, so we are going to be rooting for fucking Atiba Gautier, man. Let's keep it going up this card, man. The featured prelim of the evening is Umar Nurmagomedov versus Davison Figueiredo. When it comes to this fight and what the UFC wants, right? And listen, I got to be honest with you. I'm a guy that I have my own personal opinions about what I want in every single fight, and fucking, I like excitement and I like bangers, and the UFC likes excitement and bangers, and I know bangers.
This is not a banger. This is not a banger, and I know bangers.
When it comes to this fight, what the UFC wants, and I'm just going to say it, right? This isn't what's going to happen. The UFC would love nothing more for Figgy to give a competitive fight to Umar. If Umar gets a round taken off him, if he gets knocked down in a moment, if Figgy actually has an argument to win the fight, if he hurts Umar in moments, if Umar is gassed by the end of the third round, then that is a win for the UFC. They want to do anything they can to keep Umar from a title shot. They know that he is not the most exciting fighter on the planet, even though it's not necessarily true. I mean, Umar does come to fight, just sometimes he tends to fucking lay on guys. I thought his fight with Merab was fun. But regardless, the UFC badly needs Figgy to be competitive in this fight. And I think that his best case scenario is a 29-28 for Umar, or Figgy even somehow managing to win this. I'd like to add, Davison Figueiredo is a plus 850 underdog. I'm not saying to bet on that, but that is crazy, man. I know he's 38, but plus 850 for the former champ? I don't know, man. It's just, that seems ridiculous to me. What am I going to do about it? I'm not going to fucking put USD on it. Who am I kidding here? So let's move on to the main card. Arnold Allen versus Jean Silva. Now listen, a battle of autistic men to start off the Paramount Plus main card era. What a beautiful time. Arnold Allen has a lot of autism. John Silva has a lot of autism. Hold on, fucking reset that. John Silva has a lot of autism himself. I almost messed it up again. In terms of the best case scenario, the UFC needs this to be a 3-round banger. It is the first main card fight. You got to think that some fans are just going to tune in for the main card, maybe even just the main event. But if you get a 3-round scrap where Gene Silva's emoting for 15 minutes straight, Arnold Allen's like nodding his head, smiling the whole time, throwing his left straight and fucking body kick, which is the only thing that Arnold Allen throws. I think it could be a fun fight, and it could get fans in the mood for the rest of the card. A finish would be nice, but the UFC would love a banger to start the card, or maybe there's a 3rd-round finish, but the UFC would love this one to get into round 3, to be honest with you. One of the rare cases where they would 100% prefer a finish to come later in the fight as opposed to earlier, just to keep the timing and anticipation on track. So I'm going to say best case scenario, 3rd-round finish for one of these two guys. Let's move on, man. Natalia Silva versus Rose Namajunas. Now, I think Natalia Silva's going to win this. I don't have much doubt about that. She made Alexa Grasso look like easy fucking work in their fight. What the UFC would love is for Rose Namajunas to win. The UFC understands that if Rose Namajunas wins this fight dominantly, like takes Natalia down, threatens submissions, maybe knocks her down in a moment or hurts her, people know Rose Namajunas, they know Thug Rose, they know she's a 2-time champ. That's very marketable to the casual audience. Now, a dominant Natalia Silva win would also be great because it's like, holy shit, this is the girl that beat Rose. You just saw her for the first time. Look at the way she was throwing those kicks. Natalia is badass. The UFC's best case scenario is a dominant win for either side in this fight. A close competitive fight does nothing for the UFC. They need dominance or a finish from one side. I think you might get it from Natalia Silva, but again, I'm not fucking Mystic Manzel over here. I'm just saying shit. And subscribe down below. Regardless, we have fucking 3 more fights to talk about. Let's get to them, boys. Waldo Cortes-Acosta versus Derek Lewis. For the UFC, man, it is obviously Derek Lewis winning. No question in my mind. There are a lot of fans that will be tuning into the UFC for the first time that have no fucking clue who Waldo Cortes-Acosta is. He's a funny guy, a very likable guy, but the UFC fighters do not know Waldo compared to Derek. Derek Lewis is a household name. I know a lot of people that have never watched a UFC event live before that love Derek Lewis. I watch all his clips. I will repost Derek Lewis. He is mainstream, in my opinion, to a lot of people, and the UFC would love nothing more to continue to push Unk up the fucking rankings and into a Tom Aspinall title shot. Derek Lewis versus Tom Aspinall, end of 2026. Book it right now. What a time that would be. So I'm going to say that Derek Lewis winning this fight by early knockout would be the UFC's best case scenario. While Waldo is marketable, he is nowhere near as well known as Derek Lewis. So I got to say Derek Lewis winning by KO would be best case scenario. Let's move on to the co-main event of the evening. Sugar Sean O'Malley versus Son Yadong. Now, in terms of this one, I'm not going to split hairs here. I'm not going to bullshit you. I'm not a bullshit artist sometimes. Sean O'Malley winning this fight in any way is best case scenario for the UFC. Obviously, a knockout would be ideal, but when it comes to Sean O'Malley and Son Yadong, people like Sean more than they do Son Yadong. I got to be honest with you. Sean O'Malley here by KO or decision is best case scenario. Dominant, finish early, finish late, 29-28 split decision. As long as he gets his hand raised, Dana White is cheesing over at the fucking table with the little monitor. He might even come in there to congratulate Sean O'Malley. So expect some commentary, pre-planned glaze for this bout. I'm going to go Sean O'Malley win as the best case scenario for the UFC. Let's move on to the main event of the evening. I hope you're enjoying, boys. Justin Gaethje versus Paddy Pimblett. Now, in terms of best case scenario for the UFC, I know, I have picked Justin Gaethje to win in both of my videos talking about this card. But I'm not going to lie to you. The best case scenario is a Paddy Pimblett finish. People know Paddy Pimblett. Obviously, people know Justin Gaethje. But Paddy Pimblett for the UFC is the most marketable. He's younger. He hasn't been talking about retirement like Justin Gaethje has. He has the allure of bringing back Ilia Topuria for a big title fight. The fans know him mainstream-wise. He's a part of the UFC culture. He is hated and loved, which the UFC loves and would love to market that around him. There's still a reason to doubt him because Gaethje's 37. Imagine if you took 1 year off of that, what age you'd get. Regardless, I think Paddy Pimblett finish is absolutely best case scenario for the UFC. Really just a Paddy Pimblett win. Dana White is going to have the fucking wig on if Paddy Pimblett wins. So I'm going to say Paddy Pimblett victory is ultimately best case scenario for the UFC. And with that, boys, that will do it for the video today. Listen, I appreciate every single one of you for watching. I did say I have an announcement to make. It is that I'm going to be pulling a little bit of a Lucas Tracy for about 2 weeks. Now, this is heartbreaking news to share. I'm upset even saying it, but I will be away from my normal fucking car setup for about 2 weeks. So what I have done, I have pre-recorded my predictions for the Volk versus Lopez 2 card. I have pre-recorded my predictions for Bautista versus Oliveira. And I've probably got 1 or 2 more videos ready to go. I cannot promise those, but I'll at least have predictions for both of the cards that come out. And we will be back firing live in 2 weeks. What I am going to do for you boys in that time off, I'm going to drop my X account down below. It is newly created, and you can follow it there. I'll live tweet the events, fucking score each round, do whatever I gotta do. So follow me on X. It is at MoneyManzelMMA. If it's not that, then I'll put whatever the new fucking account name is. So follow me on there for updates. I'll let you know where we're at with the YouTube videos. I will still post a short every day and still post a TikTok every day. So go show some love to the YouTube shorts while the videos aren't coming out. I will try and pre-record more, but it's a little bit of a tall task. These videos take time to put together. So if I don't see you again until next Thursday, which is crazy, I will see you then. Again, it's been an honor during this Linsanity run. The next live video to come out probably will be a recap of Bautista versus Oliveira. So I hope you all enjoy UFC 324. I hope you all enjoy UFC 325. It's been an honor, boys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.